Hey, what's happening guys? Bharat Nagpal, and today we're reviewing the new Google Pixel and the Pixel XL. So let's get started. Now, Google was never supposed to be a hardware manufacturer. Essentially, when they made the first Nexus device, it was targeted at developers so that they could test their applications on hardware which was running stock Android. But when the Nexus came out in the market, people really liked it. And that is when Google decided to manufacture the Nexus. Now, up until the Nexus 6P, which was last year, Google would manufacture these devices with companies and would keep their branding and keep their manufacturing IDs and just call it the Nexus device. This year, however, with the Pixel, everything seems to have changed. And even though the Pixel is an incremental update to the Nexus, at its core, it's not really a Nexus device. First and foremost, it's very clear that HTC has manufactured the Google Pixel, but neither HTC nor Google have come out and said this openly. In fact, a lot of information that does exist points to the fact that HTC has not worked on the Google Pixel, but HTC was already making a device that looked quite identical to the Pixel before even it was announced. Now, if you talk about the design of the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL, in terms of the way it is designed, it's not very pleasing to the eye. In fact, it does not look like a premium device. The whole shade happening at the back may appeal to some people, and it works excellent for antennas, Wi-Fi, even Bluetooth connectivity. Also NFC, which is inbuilt into the device. The overall look of the device becomes quite less premium than with a single unibody shell or a design that the HTC 10 has, which is quite identical to what the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL look like. So as far as similarities between the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL are concerned, they're quite identical. They both run the Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 chipset. They both come with 4GB of RAM. And as far as storage is concerned, they both have 32 and 128GB storage capacities. What they also have is similar sort of capability. You can upload unlimited photographs to your online Google account. It'll continually back up your photos and videos as long as you own this device. And as far as the cameras are concerned, they're also the same. What is different is the size of the phones. So one, the Google Pixel is a 5-inch 1920 by 1080p display, whereas the Google Pixel XL gets a larger 5.5-inch 2560 by 1440 pixel display, which means that it's a Quad HD display. And the Google Pixel XL also gets a larger battery, and it also obviously gets the larger price tag, where the Google Pixel starts at 57,000 Indian rupees. The Pixel XL starts at 67,000 Indian rupees. As far as it being a flagship device, it caters to the main market, of the tier 1 market of the smartphone race, where everyone considers this to be a top-notch smartphone. Now, from a day-to-day use perspective, the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL perform excellently. Because they run a pure version of Android, which is 7.1, it is the first device to get it, and it'll always be the first device to get updates from Google because it's a Google device. Because the software is so well versed with the hardware, the usage and the experience is phenomenal. The phone is extremely fast, and it remains that way even after longer periods of usage. There are certain things that you will need to get used to. For one, the application drawer is now a pull-up style drawer, and you don't have a button to pull out the application drawer. This takes about a day to get used to, but once you are used to it, you will only look for a slide-up application drawer, and you will not look for the button. In fact, if you start using somebody else's phone which still has a button, you will constantly struggle to pull out the application drawer. Because of the way the applications are inbuilt onto the Android 7.1 experience, including Allo, Duo, and the new Google Assistant, on which we've done a separate video. All of this works really well, and you get really used to using all of these applications and the way the Google Pixel handles the operating system. In terms of performance, the Google Pixel will handle all sorts of tasks. The 821 is an extremely robust chipset, and is the chipset that replaces the 820 as the flagship Qualcomm chipset. You can do multitasking and even run heavy games without any problems on the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL. In terms of network, the phone is supposedly a global phone and does work with CDMA as well as GSM networks, 4G LTE and voice over LTE as well. In fact, when we got the Google Pixel, we inserted a CDMA chip in it and it worked fine without any problems, but only to find out that after 48 hours, the CDMA capability of the phone was magically gone. It seems that for India, the CDMA capability of the phone has been locked down, possibly due to some licensing restrictions. So if you want a truly global phone, you'll have to buy one outside of India. Now, as far as cameras are concerned, it is considered to be one of the largest highlights of the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL because of the fact that they are rated the highest on the DxOMark test. and they capture beautiful pictures. You get accurate color and a lot of detail in your images. You have a large 1.55 micron pixel size. That means that much more detail is captured in every shot. And the cameras work well. The camera does not have optical image stabilization, but it uses a gyro-assisted video stabilization that uses a crop factor to make your videos really stable. Now this works really well, especially if you have a lot of light and you're shooting outdoors. You get a really good and stabilized video, but what it does is crops out some of your video to give you a stable video. In my own personal opinion, I prefer optical image stabilization, even though it's not as smooth as what the electronic image stabilization on the Google Pixel is. But in an ideal scenario, an optical image stabilization assisted by a gyro-assisted electronic video stabilization would give you an ideal output for your video as well. When you click a picture, it captures all layers of the HDR image taking process almost instantly, and that's possibly thanks to the new 821 chipset, which makes the experience that much better. Now colors are great, and saturation as well as contrast on your images is fantastic as long as it is captured in a well-lit situation. The front camera on the Google Pixel is also pretty good and has a wide angle lens, and you get really good photographs as well as video from the front camera as well. Overall, the camera experience is worth noting, and it's right up there with some of the main cameras of 2016, including the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the iPhone 7. Now, as far as phone calls and battery life is concerned, Google has managed both of these really well. Networks are really strong, and the battery life is phenomenal as well. With calls, you will find that your networks are stronger overall, especially if you're coming from a fully solid aluminum shell phone to one which has a shade. Designed to ensure that your networks are working better, the Google Pixel XL really works with that. You also get phenomenal battery life where you will get a full days of use without any problem, even with extreme use case scenarios, with playing games, browsing the internet, talking a lot. All of that will happen with the Google Pixel, and I'm talking about the Pixel XL most prominently because that's the device that we are using. Now, in terms of the Pixel and the Pixel XL, I personally prefer the Pixel XL because of the size that it is available at, and also due to the fact that you get a better resolution display and a larger battery. The Pixel XL also seems more at par with some of the main flagships that are available today. So if you consider the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge or even the iPhone 7, many of the other phones from HTC, LG, in terms of the specifications and the features that those devices offer, the Pixel XL still feels closer than what the Pixel does. Now, you do get a Quad HD display on the Pixel XL, but there are a lot of things that the Pixel does not do that many of these other phones do. For example, the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge looks fantastic, performs really well, and has an edge display, which is fantastic, but also has IP68 waterproofing, whereas the Pixel and the Pixel XL are not even water resistant. With the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL, what Google is essentially trying to do is get into the hardware space and set precedent for what an Android flagship should look like. But more importantly, they're trying to take on the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus in the way that they've launched the Pixel and the Pixel XL. But this is also going to anger some of the Android manufacturers. For example, Samsung is already pushing developers to manufacture apps for their Tizen OS, which they will possibly use in their next phones. What this does mean is that people who truly love Nexus devices because they were so cheap and affordable and ran Android really well will not like the way Google is approaching this whole concept of manufacturing their devices. A lot of other manufacturers, including OnePlus, are for almost half the price. Google has manufactured a fantastic device which works on Android really well, but the only problem that I personally have is that it does not look pretty. And in a country which is obsessed with showing off, a phone that costs upwards of 57,000 rupees should be worthy of showing it off, which the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL are not. You have a lot of other phones, including the Samsung S7 Edge and the HTC 10, which look better, which have much lower prices, and the OnePlus 3T, which offers better specifications to boot from the Pixel, which will make for better device options. But if you're a nut, if you're an Android nut, if you want pure Android as an experience and you want the fastest Android updates, the Pixel and the Pixel XL cannot be beat at this time. That's my review, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or queries, you can drop them in the comment section below. You can also visit us on iGyan.in and on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Snapchat, and Instagram. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more daily tech videos which are completely free. This has been Bharat Nagpal. I'll see you guys in the next one.